Hello, I'm Doris Rux, co-chair of the Coalition for Community Development, and we're intimately involved with the summer learning program.
I run the garden here, and we had 6 large 12 by 6 foot raised bed gardens that we cleaned out after having been sitting unused for a couple of years, several years, and we cleaned them out, and we planted 2 of them so the kids would harvest. We planted them very early, and then we gave each child a little plot of their own where they planted their plants.
Gardening was our overall theme for the 6-week summer learning program, but under that, we had a lot of enrichment involved. We had reading and math skill reinforcement. We invited guests in so that the children could be exposed to music, to art. We had art once a week. We had a student internship program, a young man named Andrew Sims, who was a real asset to our program. He did gym, physical education, so the children got a chance to get outside and do some running around. With gardening as our overall theme, we tried to integrate everything with the garden so that when we were doing math, we would do measurements, we would relate it to what was going on in the garden. And the same with our reading. We made available a lot of wonderful nonfiction books on gardening, different parts of the plant. And so Rick was talking to them about, Doc Peters was talking to them about that out in the garden. Then they'd come into the classroom, and then they'd have all those reinforced and made relevant with the reading they were doing.
One of the things that we noticed in the garden is that the children didn't have any conception of the plants that they were eating. They didn't know what a turnip was, even though they had dined on it on several occasions. Collard greens, they had no idea what they were, and they got to pick them. And that was exciting. And one of the parents actually took them home and cooked them up and brought them the next day so everyone could enjoy them. So it's been a wonderful time for them to learn what green beans are, what tomatoes are, what kale is, what Swiss chard is. And it was very, very instrumental and informative for those children.
This is giving me a little chance to think in between here. We also did field trips. Pioneer Resources worked with us beautifully, and we had 3 field trips, one to a nearby garden, Mr. Billings' garden, and we went to a blueberry farm, and that was wonderful. The children, many of them had never picked blueberries. Many of the parents came, so it was really a family event, and that was a wonderful morning. And this past Tuesday, we took the bus over to Muskegon Farmers Market, where the children interacted with the farmers, and they decided what vegetables we needed for our vegetable soup, vegetables they could not grow in the garden. So we bought some additional vegetables. And then yesterday we took all the vegetables and cut them up, and we made vegetable soup, which we served to the parents today. So it was a busy week.
One of the things that we feel we benefited from was the cooperation and the generosity of the Ronald McDonald Fund. This project, the Summer Learning Program, is a part of the Coalition for Community Development. And when we are the recipients of the generosity of organizations and corporations in our community, we feel that we underscore the desire of our community to be united and to be better developed as we know it can be. And we feel that through that kind of generosity, we are able to start as the garden demonstrates to us. We can begin with a seed-like effort, and we can grow, and so can our community. Thanks to donors such as Ronald McDonald Fund and the individual donations that we receive, not only from individual corporations, but from individuals. That generosity is spelled out also with the tremendous show of cooperation that we get from 30 volunteers who simply volunteer their time and effort because they too see this as a way of cooperating to make this a better developed community.